Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? I wanted to talk real quick about something that's going on um, in the MMA sport right now, UFC particularly, with the fighter Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez was recently released from UFC. To give you a little bit of backstory, most of you know, but just I'll give you a little bit of backstory on him. He's one of the originals, the Ultimate Fighter stars, basically from that era. He was in the first Ultimate, the Ultimate Fighter show, which is a reality show where UFC would set up fighters in training and they would compete for a spot in the organization. So back then, many years ago, the first Ultimate Fighter, Diego Sanchez was part of it, and very charismatic fighter. I think he's half Mexican. Tough, skilled. Back when he was younger, man, he had wars. Very, very well-rounded guy, man. One of the best competitors. He had a lot of amazing fights in the octagon in UFC. I always admire the guy. He had an intensity about him. He came to fight. He was a fan favorite because he came to fight. He came to throw down, and he had many, many wars. He faced some of the best names in the MMA sport back then and even today. He faced the likes of BJ Penn, Nick Diaz, um, so many wars that he had, so many fights that he had in there. He's older now. He's not the same fighter. Every fighter basically, if he stays long enough in the sport, he's gonna fade. He's not gonna be the same guy. Obviously, he's older now. He's not as explosive as before. The wounds, the scars, so many years, 17 plus years of fighting for a living. That guy has done it all. He's certainly gonna be a Hall of Famer in UFC. That's for sure. I have no doubts about that. And so he was recently let go. Where I want to come in is he's getting a lot of the spotlight's on him because um, he no longer trains. And I cover there was one of my videos I cover on his current manager. I think he's a manager, and I think he's also his coach for Diego Sanchez. His name is Joshua Fabia, and the guy basically he's the one managing Diego Sanchez, and to say the least, people don't like this guy. They just don't like him. He he has been criticized as being not really a coach, not really manager material, of being too controlling, too not having the proper credentials to be training somebody like Diego Sanchez. And so in his latest fights, when Diego Sanchez has fought, the commentators haven't been kind. They haven't been kind, and I'm talking about commentators like Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier, John Anik, and many. They have hinted, they have alluded to the fact that since Joshua Fabia has been coaching Diego Sanchez just doesn't fight the way he used to. Um, there is a difference between today's Diego Sanchez and the Diego Sanchez from maybe 4 years ago. Uh, the Diego Sanchez of today, he's older, he's wiser. He comes in there and he doesn't want to take the damage that he used to take. And it makes sense to me that he's older now and he's looking at a life beyond the fight game at this point. He's a family man, and I'm sure he doesn't want to be slurring when he's speaking later on when he's older. Um, he wants to have more brain cells. He wants to, be healthier and have a healthier life. So he's looking at that. I think Sanchez is evaluating life after UFC, and it makes sense that he's evaluating. And people think that this Joshua Fabia guy that is managing him is not really doing Diego Sanchez favors. They think he's taking advantage of him. They think that he's controlling Diego, that he has brainwashed Diego, and so much stuff. As you know, I mean, commentators have a lot of influence in what the public watching UFC fights, how what they perceive and what they think. If Joe Rogan comes and he says that, or Dana White comes and he says that Joshua Fabia is a nut, that he's a parasite, and that he's manipulating Diego Sanchez, and that he's doing all this stuff, to Diego Sanchez, and Diego Sanchez has gone crazy, and he's not the same guy anymore. He's fighting all weird in the ring, and he's not throwing as before. He doesn't fight like before. His style has changed. It's not a fan favorite style anymore. Obviously, the fans are going to turn against this Joshua Fabia guy. They're not going to look at him favorably, to say the least. Where this gets interesting is that this Fabia guy, he pushes back. If the commentating doesn't favor him, and doesn't make him look too good, and if he pushes back, he comes and he makes interviews, and he fights the rumors, and he doesn't stay quiet. He's that type of guy. He from my point of view, he's a guy that he is charismatic. He does have that it factor as somebody that exudes confidence. He has confidence, and I can't say, like, I can't opine on the fact that is he a good trainer, is he a bad trainer. Diego Sanchez has been losing fights a lot in his last fights, and he's fighting weird, but what do you want to attribute to? I don't know if I want to attribute that to Fabia's coaching, or because maybe I'm thinking maybe Diego Sanchez says, I want to fight safer now, and he's telling this manager, this Fabia guy, I don't want to get banged up anymore. I don't want to get brain damage. So Fabia is looking at it from that sense, and he's training Diego to go in there, fight, earn money still, and make good money without getting hurt the way he used to get hurt younger. I want to be a little bit more positive and think that maybe that's where this Fabia guy comes from. Now, if you look at the videos right now in YouTube, there's a YouTube video where Joshua Fabia confronts several UFC commentators, including Paul Felder, John Anik, and the reporter chick, I don't remember her name. But there's several UFC representatives there, and I guess they're briefing. In the video, they're briefing Diego Sanchez uh, for his next fight, and once the interview is over, Diego Sanchez stands up, and it looks like the meeting's over. But then, um, this is being filmed by Joshua Fabia and some other guy behind the camera. So you could hear Fabia say, "Hold the camera. I want to talk to this guy." So before they leave the room, this Joshua Fabia comes and unloads. He starts telling the UFC reps that I mentioned. He starts telling them, "Look, from now on, please watch what you say about, you know, Diego Sanchez, what kind of picture you paint about him, and you paint about me, and no qualms about it." And the guy comes and he tells these people what they're doing, what he expects, what not to do. That takes balls, man. It takes. I kind of admire that he comes and the gall of him filming it. He starts filming this thing, and he starts telling these people what's going on. And he says, Google my name right now, and you'll see that if you Google Joshua Fabia, a lot of this negative shit is out there, and it's because of you guys, because of the way you guys are commentating, the ways you guys are painting me, and the way you guys are, making Diego Sanchez look bad, and in his view, that's what's going on. So he's telling these people to mind that, to understand that he doesn't want that, to be a little bit more unbiased, a little more balanced in their commentating approach, as far as Diego Sanchez is concerned, and as far as Diego Sanchez manager and his coach, which is him. So this, you could see the defense, the UFC guys, they immediately go on the defensive, and they start telling this Fabia guy, "Hey, look, it's not, you're making this about yourself. You don't really care about Diego Sanchez, and why you're filming this. It looks shady that you're filming this, and blah blah blah." So, man, there's a lot of things. It's interesting to see, and you have two sides. Most of the MMA community, including DC, including Rashad Evans and Ariel Helwani and John Anik, and you see the videos out there saying that Diego Sanchez is under mind control. He's being brainwashed, and this guy is the one responsible for it. Dana White will also tell you, I love Diego Sanchez, but this nut is crazy. This guy he's hanging out with now, and so we don't want to work with him. And there a lot of things at play. A lot of in a situation of matter of opinion, and the way they're painting you. So I I don't side with either side. I see both sides, and both sides may make good arguments. What I do like about this Joshua Fabia is the fact that he might act crazy, but the guy, he's reacting, he's defending himself, he's defending Diego Sanchez. He's telling it how it is, how he sees it. And I don't follow him on Twitter, I don't follow him on Instagram or anything else, but I like the fact that he goes and he confronts people. He talks to people and he says it like it is. And I see pushback from the online community. They dislike the guy even more because this guy pushes back. I see it from that point of view. I notice that the online community doesn't like when people defend themselves and they push back. Now, in my opinion, from my view, from what I see, I'm not convinced that this guy is brainwashing Diego Sanchez. You got to remember, this guy's making a living off Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez is a grown man, bro, and he's not retarded. He's not stupid. Diego Sanchez, I'm sure, tells this guy, "Hey, earn your money, man. Manage me, defend my image, um, talk for me, um, look out for my health." And that's what this Fabia guy is doing. If you notice in the video, when in the video I spoke about, when this Joshua Fabia starts talking, uh, Diego Sanchez is well aware. You don't see him hesitate, and you don't see him tell Joshua to stop and not say anything. He stands there and he lets Joshua Fabia go and unload and say his piece. Now, what, you know, how are you, how are we sure that is Joshua Fabia and it's not, you know, it's not really Diego Sanchez the one in control? It's not Diego Sanchez that told Joshua Fabia, you know what, when we go to this meeting, after they finish talking to me, I want you to stand up and say your piece. Defend my image, man. I'm paying you money. Go ahead and do your job, you know? So how do we know that it's not Diego Sanchez actually the one manipulating Joshua Fabia? Manipulating, I'm using that word for lack of a better term. But, I mean, that's the way I see it. I don't, I can't for the life of me just decide that Fabia is the one in control. I think that they're both in control. I think that Fabia is the mouthpiece that Sanchez enjoys and wants for himself to represent him because of the way he has been painted on for so long as this crazy nutty guy, So I'm not convinced entirely that there's brainwashing here and there's manipulation. I think it goes both ways. I think that Diego Sanchez, this is the way he wants it. This is the guy he likes to be trained by right now. He likes to be managed by this guy because this little guy, this Fabia guy, tells it how it is, and will defend him. And maybe that Sanchez never had that at Jackson Wink, or his wife, or or DC, or Rashad Evans, or Dana White. They never stood up for Diego Sanchez that way. And maybe Diego Sanchez, that's what he wants, man. He wants somebody to stand up for him. And he has to pay for it. He'll pay Fabia. And, that's what he wants. And he doesn't give a shit about public opinion. They just want a fair shake of how they are painted in the media, by the MMA media, by the reporters. I mean, it goes on. I'm not gonna say that reporters and the MMA media are innocent here. Most of the times these guys shit on you when you start losing, when you start not, or when you do things that are not popular, or little things, or maybe politically motivated bullshit. And an example is when Jorge Masvidal, was supporting Jake Paul. I mean, Jorge Masvidal can be friends with whoever he wants, and they were looking down on him. They wanted him to lose because, he became friends with Jake Paul, and other things, with other fighters. I've seen it happen before, so it's not always one-sided, man. And I like the fact that Fabia is a confident guy, and he comes and he tells it how it is. He spoke to Luke Thomas, now with this video talking to these UFC people. Chael Sonnen made a video recently where, Sonnen kind of is smart enough to understand that he can't just, opine one way and just go with the flow, go, with what the media is saying. Is very, very interesting, man. And with all that said, I want to say that I'm still a huge Diego Sanchez fan. uh, I wish him luck, and very, very good luck in his future endeavors. I'm a big fan, will always be a fan. He's certainly going to be a UFC Hall of Famer, and he'll be back one day to receive his Hall of Fame promotion, and just be understanding of people, man. People cannot always dance to your tune. People gotta follow their own path, and they will associate with people that you might not like, but behind the scenes, maybe those people are not that bad, man. Maybe those people are looking out for you. So just saying and putting it out there um, about this situation, Thanks, guys, for listening to me. That's just my opinion, and give me likes, dislikes, and commentary if you have any. Thank you. Peace.